Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It's Jamar from Vegas Scents, and in this video I'm going to be doing a sort of mini Middle Eastern fragrance haul. All of these fragrances have come from BanadirFragrance.com, so definitely shouts out to Salim from BanadirFragrance. If you're out there in San Diego, definitely check around for him. I believe he does have an actual store out there, but otherwise, definitely check him out on BanadirFragrance.com. Also, if you're shopping on that site, be sure to use my discount code VegasScents10 to get 10% off of your order. All right. So in this video, like I said, we're going to be doing 4 fragrances, or sort of like a mini Middle Eastern fragrance haul. And I've got 4 fragrances here that Salim was kind enough to send over to me. So I'm just going to be sort of giving my sort of first impressions of these particular fragrances that I picked up. Now, each one of these fragrances are going to be from the house of Fragrance World. So the first fragrance that I have here is Aqua Pura, and this is going to be Fragrance World's take on Orto Parisi's Megamere. The next one we have is the one and only Moonlit Night, and this is a part of the Autor al-Alam series from Fragrance World. All right, so this is going to be Fragrance World's take on Dolce & Gabbana's The One Luminous Night. The third fragrance is Supreme L'Homme, and this is going to be Fragrance World's take on Guerlain's L'Homme Ideal EDP, I believe. And then the last fragrance, I don't necessarily know if this is like a inspiration of anything. So if anyone knows in the comments, definitely let me know. But this is going to be Y.U.Z.U. All right, so Y.U.Z.U. by Fragrance World. So just gonna kind of do a spray of each one of these fragrances and just kind of give my thoughts on what I'm getting from each one of these and how I like them. So I'm gonna start off with the Megamere clone, and as you can see, it definitely resembles the Orto Parisi bottles a lot. All right, so you can definitely see they definitely went after that sort of design of those bottles. I think with the original Megamere bottle, I believe the cap is like a different sort of color or design. And I'm not 100% sure about the juice color and everything, but just the bottle in general, you can tell looks a lot like those bottles. All right. So I'm wearing this one right now, but like I said, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of spray each one of these. And I'm going to do this on a tester strip, so not on skin. I'll save, my analysis of, how these smell on skin for sort of like the comparison videos or final thoughts. And so right away, this is a really sort of unique, fresh, but, at the same time, sort of aquatic and green sort of fragrance. This, in my opinion, it definitely is a masculine leaning fragrance. I'm not sure if Megamere is, marketed as a men's fragrance or if it's, marketed as unisex. But in my opinion, this doesn't really smell like a unisex fragrance to me anyway. This definitely smells pretty masculine. And yeah, I mean, it really kind of smells to me anyway, like I would say sort of like you're standing on like a high cliff or something like that, that's sort of overlooking like an ocean, and you're sort of getting sort of like the waves kind of rushing up, and you're getting sort of like that breeze and that smell of sort of like the sort of violent watery waves. That's pretty much what I get with this. You're getting kind of like I said, a sort of ozonic or aquatic sort of smell from this, like a greenness, almost sort of like a seaweed sort of smell. And I mean, it just kind of smells also slightly sort of herbal. Now, you know, I don't know what the notes are for this particular fragrance, and I'm not going to go over that in this video. I'll save that for the comparison video. But yeah, man, so far, this is like I said, it's a very sort of unique fragrance, but definitely one that I like for sure. I don't necessarily have too many like aquatic, you know, style fragrances in my collection, but I would say this is absolutely one that, you know, I plan to definitely wear. It's starting to get a little bit cooler out here now in Las Vegas, so, you know, probably won't get much wearing out of this year. But for sure next year, I would say this is definitely going to be one that I'll reach for. All right, so again, this is going to be Aqua Pura. All right, so the next fragrance up, this is going to be Y.U.Z.U. All right, and so as soon as I saw Y.U.Z.U, you know, as the name, I automatically figured, you know, this had to be a sort of fresh, kind of fruity type of scent, you know, more than likely for summer. So went ahead and picked this one up. And you can see here, man, the bottle, it just kind of sits in there coffin style like that. And just a really sort of simplistic, but really nice looking bottle. Also, this bottle does come with a magnetic cap, all right? So, and the magnet, I would say, yeah, it's not gonna be strong enough for you to pick this up by the cap. So definitely don't do that, but the magnetic cap is definitely a nice touch. So just to get into the smell of this, so yeah, this is, you know, exactly what I thought it would be. So this is just a really sort of fruity, I would say slightly floral type of scent. It has, I would say, just the right amount of sort of sweetness to it. And this seems to be a fragrance, I would say, that, you know, definitely seems to have pretty decent projection, because this is definitely sort of screaming off of at least this strip anyway. Obviously I'll have to test this out and see, you know, how it smells on skin, but yeah, this is really nice. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is a clone of anything. You know, I've never smelled anything particularly like this, but, you know, at the same time, I mean, there's tons of different fragrances that I haven't smelled before. So I can't say whether or not this is an original creation or not, but if it is, I would say that this is a very nice sort of scent. I would say this is going to be pretty much like a really sort of easy dumb reach, I would say, for like spring and summer. You know, whenever it's warm outside and you just want to smell, you know, you just want to smell good, but, you know, you don't want to be too loud with it or too offensive. You know, even though I said, you know, this is definitely, it's projecting pretty good, this doesn't seem to be like a super heavy type of scent, you know, that would become cloying. And yeah, I mean, to me, this has the right sort of balance of sort of like, you know, the right amount of sweet fruitiness mixed with florals. And I would even say a slightly sort of watery aspect to it as well. So this is very nice. I do like this one as well. So again, this is going to be Y.U.Z.U by Fragrance World. All right, so the next fragrance that I have here, again, this is going to be Supreme L'Homme by Fragrance World, and this is going to be their take on Guerlain's L'Homme EDL, the EDP version, I believe. And the only original Guerlain L'Homme, you know, EDL fragrance that I've smelled so far, you know, in terms of the original, has been the cologne version, I believe is what it is. I had that one a few years ago, picked it up from like TJ Maxx or something like that. And I did sell that one because it just didn't really perform on me. So this particular scent, I know the original anyway, is a pretty sought after fragrance. So let's see how this one smells. Okay. So this one, to me, it kind of starts off sort of, and I mean, I would say definitely with this, I'm getting a decent amount of alcohol from this. So let me just actually kind of wait a second before I. All right, see, now this is starting to settle down. See, I would say out of all the ones so far that I've smelled, this one I would say is giving me the most sort of alcohol blast, at least in the opening. But it is definitely starting to dry down or settle down, you know, pretty nicely now. So this, what I'm getting is kind of like, I would say a slightly sweet sort of cherry, almost kind of boozy, like a slightly boozy cherry from this. And also sort of like a kind of metallic sort of almond. Yeah, this is definitely, I think this is one that I would probably need to actually wear on skin, because I have a feeling that the way that this is coming off on the tester strip, it could possibly come off a lot different than, you know, on skin. But I mean, so far this smells pretty good. I would say that this is definitely something that I think could possibly be like a signature type of scent, because it's very sort of, in my opinion, it has like a sophistication to it, but at the same time a sort of simplicity, you know, at the same time, if that makes sense. And I would also say that it also kind of has like a fresh sort of clean sort of smell to it as well, even though it kind of has a sort of sweet, slightly sweet, boozy sort of cherry and metallic sort of almond smell to it. At the same time, like I said, this does have, it gives off a sort of fresh, clean sort of vibe, which I think, you know, makes it pretty suitable as like a sort of, you know, everyday signature scent type of, you know, fragrance. So yeah, this one I think is pretty good. Like I said, I'll need to actually give this one a full wearing to really be able to give my full thoughts on this fragrance. But this is also one that I like as well. So far, you know, out of these 4 fragrances that Salim has sent me, I'm pretty happy with all of these. All of these so far have been fragrances that I would actually wear. So that I would say is definitely a plus so far. All right, and then so the last one, this is going to be the clone of Moonlit Night from Dolce & Gabbana. Like I said, this is from the Auteur Alum, you know, sort of house or series within Fragrance World. And this is going to be Moonlit Night. And the bottle definitely looks a lot like the, you know, sort of Dolce & Gabbana, the one bottles. I would say really the only difference, the main difference that I pick up on is just this cap. It looks a lot cheaper, I would say. And I know the cap on the originals, it kind of goes across like the full width of the bottle. This one doesn't. So let's see what this one is about. Okay. So this one is pretty different. I can right away, I can still sort of smell that, you know, the one sort of scent profile within this fragrance. Especially, I would say, when comparing the smell to like the one EDP, like I can still smell a lot of that in this fragrance. But this has like a really sort of smoky incense sort of vibe to it. Yeah, that's the main thing that I'm picking up right away is you're picking up this sort of smoky incense vibe, almost sort of like you just lit the incense and it's just starting to smoke, and then, you know, you kind of go in for like a whiff of it. That's pretty much what I'm getting from this. I would say incense mixed with amber. is kind of incensey, ambery. Also, I would say it's sort of spicy as well. Not really sure. I would say probably like either cinnamon or nutmeg, something like that. There is a sort of underlying freshness to this. I mean, I would have to assume that this has some sort of citrus in the opening. You know, probably something like bergamot, maybe. So yeah, this is actually pretty nice. This is also one that I think, you know, in order for me to give my full sort of thoughts on this, I would definitely want to wear this one on skin as well. But like I said, I do get a lot of, you know, the one, you know, sort of scent DNA within this particular fragrance, especially I would say the one EDP. But it just kind of smells like a sort of smokier, spicier, you could definitely say more kind of Middle Eastern sort of version of the one EDP, pretty much. But this is also a very sexy, you know, fragrance as well, just like the one EDP is. So I do have a sample of the original of this coming in. So I'll definitely be doing a comparison video of this and the original pretty soon. And then I did also order a sample of Megamere as well. So I'll have a sample, or I'm sorry, I'll have a comparison video of this as soon as I get that sample. So overall, man, I would say this is definitely a 4 out of 4 in terms of, you know, me actually liking these fragrances. All 4 of these scent profiles, you know, that I've smelled so far with these, I haven't actually smelled the originals before, so I was completely, you know, unaware of, you know, what the actual fragrances smelled like. And like I said, all 4 of these I would say are absolutely fragrances that, you know, I would actually wear in real life. So definitely, if you are interested in any of these fragrances, absolutely go over to BanadirFragrance.com and definitely pick these up. And like I said, once again, you can also use my discount code VegasSense10, and that'll get you an extra 10% off of the order. All right. So again, I'll have you know, sort of comparison videos and final thoughts coming on all of these fragrances pretty soon. And definitely, you know, just let me know in the comments what you all think of these fragrances, if you've actually smelled any of these clones. And also, you know, have you smelled the originals, and how close do you think that these fragrances actually come to the original fragrances? All right. So definitely let me know in the comments. And again, if you know, are shopping at BanadirFragrance.com, do me a favor, go ahead and use that discount code VegasSense10. Also, once again, shouts out to Salim for sending these fragrances to me and supporting the channel. And if you're brand new to the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe. Also, anyone watching, leave a like and a comment. And again, that's Jamar from Vegas Sense. I'll see y'all in the next video.